Good evening, guys. Welcome back. This is a midweek edition of Nick's Veggie Patch, and in this midweek edition I'm going to be talking and sowing seeds. So obviously we've got to that time of the year now where it's the new growing season for 2022, and everyone is getting really excited to start sowing their seeds. I've already sown some seeds and they're in modules at the moment, doing their thing, so sprouting, but I'm going to sow some more seeds. I've got some things up at the allotment already growing, so I've got 2 lots of garlic that are on their way. They're looking really good at the moment, so hopefully this year a good lot of garlic. I've got 2 varieties of shallots that I've planted. They've come up and they're doing really well. And over the weekend, as you saw in the last video that I did, I have sown some of my potato seeds up the allotment. I've still got about 3 varieties that I haven't sown yet, and hopefully once I get our garden into some sort of order, they'll be coming down here in the garden. I've got a raised planter out in the front garden that will be going into the garden. Just needs a little bit more compost in it, and I'll be able to put 2 of the varieties of potatoes in there. It's a good size planter. But yeah, there's lots to be doing, so lots of seeds, lots of sowing, and I'll explain to you what seeds I'm going to be sowing and why. So I'll get cracking on without any further ado. Okay, so the first lot of seeds that I'm going to be sowing are these little seeds, tiny little seeds here in this packet. They are chilies, and they were meant to be Carolina Reaper chilies. I ordered them off of Amazon last year. They came December time last year, not the December just gone, the December before. I sowed them in January, or January the 1st, when it's always a good time to sow chilies because they need a lot of warmth to germinate. And these didn't actually turn out to be Carolina Reapers. They turned out to be a different type of chili. I'm not sure what chili they were. It was a very hot chili, but a friend of mine who grows Carolina Reapers and who always grows lots of chilies, you've seen him down the plots with me, Dave, he informed me they weren't Carolina Reapers. I had documentation to show that they were Carolina Reapers, but they didn't come out as Carolina Reapers. So I am going to be sowing them. Yes, these probably should have been started in January, but I'm going to sow them now, and we'll see what sort of chili they do turn out to be. They'll be inside, so they'll get all the warmth they need to germinate, and hopefully I'll get some chilies off of them. I've got 5 little seeds here, so hopefully I will get something. Okay, the next lot of seeds that I'm going to be sowing, it's the remaining lot out of this packet, and that is some more watermelons. I did sow some a few weeks back, but they sort of didn't work out even though they were in the warmth. But I'm going to give them a go one more time as it's warming up now. These will stay inside until they have fully germinated and they start to grow to a nice good size. But my wife likes watermelon, so yeah, I'm going to give this one a go. This is Sugar Baby. It's a hardy plant and has large fruit. So yeah, that's the second one I'm going to sow tonight. I'm only going to be doing a few tonight, and then the rest gradually through the week and into the start of April. So the next two that I'm going to be sowing are both sweet corn. So the first one is a Summer Glow F1 variety. Sometimes I prefer not to sow F1 varieties, and the only reason I prefer sometimes not to do F1 is because you can't always get them to regrow the following year. If you do seed saving, they're not always good for that, I believe. So I try, if I can, to avoid F1 varieties. But yeah, I am going to sow this one. We want loads of sweet corn again because my wife loves sweet corn. It's very good to put into dishes. Corn on the cob for barbecues. And we had lots of sweet corn last year. So yeah, again, lots of sweet corn. So that's the first type of sweet corn I'm going to be sowing. Excuse me. Second type is it's another F1 variety. They were going cheap, the seeds, when I got them, so I picked it up. And this one is a Picasso F1. Has delicious cobs on a striking purple stemmed plant. And the good thing about this one is it comes with its own peel off label on the back, so when you sow them you can put that label into one of the sowing pots if you're going to sow them into pots or into modules. So that's two varieties of sweet corn. I've got some broad beans here that I'm gonna start off as well. As I said, I've already got an autumn variety up the plot. They are coming along okay. Hopefully I will get something off them. This variety is called Aquadulce Claudia. I haven't got very many in there, so I will need some more broad beans. I thought I had quite a few packets, but obviously I've been using them. But yeah, they're another seed that I'm going to be sowing tonight. One of the other seeds, or one of the final seeds I'm going to be doing, are peppers. These are red and green variety, and these are called California Wonder. They are perfect for salads, stir fries. I'd always say if you're going to grow something, make sure you're always going to grow peppers, because they do come in very handy. And you can also freeze them. So pick them off fresh, dice them up into a freezer bag, plot them in your freezer. You've got fresh peppers, red or green, whenever you need them. You can get peppers that are different colours, but I found California Wonder was a very good variety. I've had no problems before when I've sown them or grown them, so they've come out really, really well. So yeah, that's another one that I'm going to be sowing today. And also I'm going to be sowing the dreaded Brussels sprouts. Now everybody hates Brussels sprouts. Get them all at Christmas. I don't. Some people love them, but the old butt of the joke is Brussels sprouts. Oh, not again. Why are we getting Brussels sprouts? Well, because it's Christmas, as they used to say. So yeah, I'm going to be sowing a variety called Dark Mar 21. Sow them between March and April. Harvest mid-November through to January. They're a good source of vitamins A, B and C. They're very sweet and very tasty. So those are the seeds that I'm going to be sowing today. I will show you me sowing some of the seeds, but yeah, that's just a few seeds that I'm going to be starting off with. I've got other seeds lined up to sow, like kale, runner beans, French beans, dwarf French beans. I've got loads that I want to start sowing. Some of them obviously start sowing in April, so I've got them all ready to go for the ones that I want to start. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a good growing season and hopefully having a wonderful harvest or a bountiful crop. As I said, it's that time of year, but it's also that time to start sowing seeds because of the Hungry Gap. And the Hungry Gap runs from January right through to about May, kind of early June. And that's the time when we don't have a lot of stuff ready to harvest. But after that, yeah, the abundance of crops come along. There's wonderful harvests. You hear it from farmers all the time, the Hungry Gap. It's when their fields haven't got anything ready to pick yet to go into the supermarkets. So I'm starting my sowing season off again with some of these varieties, and then I'll continue the rest through April and so on. Also this year going to be doing Peppermint Chard as recommended by Jessie at Plot 37. If you've never seen her, check her out on YouTube. She's really, really good. She does some great videos. She works the allotment with her mum, but she's very helpful, gives lots of advice, always gives links to the ideas that she shows off on her channel. So yeah, check her out. I think she's really good. Other people you might want to check out, Charles Dowding, another very good gardener to check out on YouTube. So yeah, there we go, guys. Right, guys, I'm going to do the two sweet corn first. So I'm going to do the Picasso F1 first. I'm going to do them in module trays. Now these ones are very good module trays. As you can see, they've got they're very deep modules. So they are perfect for things like sweet corn because the roots will go down and then you can just easily prise them out and plonk them straight into the ground, wherever you're going to put them in your allotment or whatever if you grow sweet corn. I've got a bag of compost here. So this is a bag of compost I picked up from Lidl's. They've started to get their composting again. I really like Lidl's compost. It's really good. I've used it several times. It also absorbs and retains moisture very well. So I've gone back to using that. I've only got a small bag this time. It's just a 20-litre bag. So I will fill up this module tray with the compost. As I'm doing it, I can feel that the compost is nice and moist already. Just break up any big bits you get or you find in it. So I'm going to fill this tray up with compost and then I'll come back to you. Right, so I filled the seed tray up with the compost. I've made the little indentations all over. This cell tray has 40 modules, so I am going to fill it all up with sweet corn. That may sound a lot, but we do like the sweet corn, and we made use of it last year with abundance, and we haven't got any left in the freezer. So I've got 42 sweet corn here. These are little kernels. So basically just going to fill in each individual module, and then once they've all got one kernel in them, I'll cover them over with more compost. I've already moistened the compost as well. Give it a good sprinkling of water, and then I'll do the same again once I've gone over with more compost, and then that probably won't need watering for at least a good week or so in the house here, and it will have the correct sort of room temperature to germinate. But yeah, filling up all the module cells here. I mean, some might not come up, they all might come up, so either way I won't be too fussed even if I don't get all 40 come up, but if I do, then that is a complete bonus. And sweet corn's always good to have knocking around. So just finish these last few off. So that's them all filled up. I'm just going to stick the remaining two in 2 cell trays, because one of them, a couple of them are small, so 2 of the cell trays have got 2 kernels in. So that's all the kernels in on top of the moisted soil compost. I'm just going to put some more compost on top. I'll obviously give it another good sprinkling of water. But there you go, guys. As I say, just finished off now. I'm going to give it a little bit more water, but they're all done. Okay, guys, so I've done my second tray, filled it with compost. I've done the holes in it, and so far I've filled it up with 24 of the other variety of sweet corn, and this variety is the Summer Glow F1 variety. So I'm just going to put the last of the sweet corn kernels into the remaining seed cell trays. So I know in total that there are going to be 34 sweet corn kernels with this. So that will leave me with just a few cell trays left out of this 40 seeded cell tray. So I've got 6 left. I'm going to put something else in there. I'm not sure yet. Probably a few of the California wonders that I've got left, but I might just leave it as it is. But yeah, so the sweet corn's in there. I'll cover that over with compost and I'll give it a good watering. I'll put a label with it. But that is the second one, all done up and ready to go. Right guys, I've done the sowing tonight. So I've sown 2 different varieties of sweet corn. I've sown the variety of broad beans that I had left, and I've sown watermelons and California Wonder peppers. I'll do the Brussels sprouts and the chilies towards the end of the week. But yeah, there you go guys. I've done a bit of sowing tonight, and I'll make this video available on YouTube and my Instagram page. And as always, thanks for subscribing and following me. And if you've got any friends that like what I do, get them also to hit the subscribe button.